last night at Target Field, Royals righty Jorge Lopez came within 3 outs of baseball immortality. Perfect through 8 innings until he gave up a walk, and then this Robbie Grossman single to lose the no-hitter. But he still left the ballpark a winner. 4-1 the Royals behind a gem by Jorge Lopez. So the series even at a game apiece. The rubber match this afternoon on a sun-splashed Sunday in downtown Minneapolis, the Royals and the Twins. And we're happy to be bringing it your way here on Fox Sports North. Welcome inside Target Field, everybody. Dave Benz hanging out with the Hall of Famer Jack Morris. Jack, you look at the standings and you say the Royals and the Twins, what are they playing for? Why should we care? Well, we care because we love baseball, number one, and number two, because last night proved you never know what you're going to see at the ballpark.
Yeah, a young pitcher relatively in the big leagues goes out there and he doesn't miss very many pitches over the middle of the plate. What made Lopez so good last night is command of his breaking balls. You can see by these pitches down in the zone, very good movement with fastball, and then he got some stellar defense, which every guy that throws a no-hitter usually gets. Robbie Grossman finally got to him on a changeup down and away. Nice job of hitting right there. You can tell that in the 9th inning he lost a little bit, maybe a little bit fatigued mentally and physically, because he walks the leadoff man Max Kepler. But a great performance by Lopez last night. Fun to watch. Twins need to get it right away on Ian Kennedy today. They know he's going to throw balls over the middle of the plate and make some mistakes.
Yeah, and you tip your cap to Lopez. Do you be a little bit patient with Kennedy? Do you try to attack him early here today?
I think they got to go up and look for a pitch that they can handle. That's it. You know, last night Lopez threw a lot of pitches that were a pitcher's pitch. That probably won't happen as much today.
All right, that does it for us out here in right field, but we are just getting started with baseball coverage here on Fox Sports North. When we come back, Dick Bramer and Roy Smalley will take things over. They'll talk about turning the page offensively against the Royals. Stay with us.
The power of the digital world. By Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine for the everyday competitor in all of us. And by Northland Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today. It's another beautiful day for a ball game at Target Field, the final game the Kansas City Royals will play here this year. And we welcome you to Target Field. Dick Bramer along with Roy Smalley. It has been both feast and famine for the Twins hitters so far in this series. 10 runs scored on Friday night, and they scored a run, but they waited until the 9th inning to get a base runner last night. Yet there's a reason why the Twins have played so well and had so much success here against the Royals at Target Field. They've got some hitters who've really enjoyed hitting Kansas City pitching.
And the good news is we can move on from the almost no-hitter last night. I'd say they're going to get some hits today, and if they're going to do that, these are the guys that will probably lead the way. Robbie Grossman, Max Kepler, Eddie Rosario all have been very, very good lately against the Kansas City Royals. But not only that, these three guys, and I would add Polanco to this mix, have got to fuel this Twins lineup if they're going to score runs against anybody, but particularly today.
It's September. The Twins are out of the race, and that means we'll get a lot of new players, and we've already seen some in September. And today we'll get our first look at Chase DeYoung, a guy who's new to the Twins organization, coming over from Seattle.
Chase DeYoung is basically a secondary pitcher. You see his numbers they're not overwhelming, but they are anxious to see this young man pitch. They say he spots his fastball around the strike zone, but you're going to see a lot of secondary pitches, a couple of speeds of breaking ball and a changeup. That's what he's going to be featuring here off the fastball.
Twins are 6-2 against Kansas City here at Target Field. They'd like to improve on that mark here this afternoon in the series finale. Lopez almost throwing a perfect game in his 7th big league start. And the Twins will start anew this afternoon against veteran Ian Kennedy. And they'll send one of their newer pitchers, Chase DeYoung, to the mound to see what he has and see whether he might be part of the pitching solution here down the road in the Twins organization. Ned Yost has seen his team go through a rebuilding process this year. It actually started last year. And of course, over the course of this year, some veterans have been traded away from the nucleus of what was a world championship ball club just 3 years ago. Twins have 4 games with Kansas City coming up next weekend. Here's the series finale and the lineup for the Kansas City Royals. Whit Merrifield leading off in the Menards batting order. Adalberto Mondesi, Alex Gordon, Hunter Dozier, Ryan O'Hearn, Jorge Bonifacio, then Brian Goodwin, Rosell Herrera, and Cam Gallagher.
And the home furniture starting pitcher, youngster Chase DeYoung, fresh up from the minor leagues. And we're not doing an opener today. He's the starter. Hopefully he can give the Twins 5-6 innings and the Twins offense can come back alive.
Twins out in the field with Robbie Grossman in left, Jake Cave in center, Max Kepler in right, A-Ray Adrianza, Jorge Polanco on the left side of the infield, Logan Forsythe, Chris Jimenez at first base, and Williams Astudillo behind the plate. Joe Mauer doesn't have very good numbers against Kennedy, and Joe's not swinging the bat particularly well right now, so Jimenez gets the start at first base. And it'll be Whit Merrifield to get things going. Merrifield, the designated hitter for the Royals in the series finale. Royals head home after the game, and the Twins get ready to host the Yankees starting tomorrow night here at Target Field. And a fastball for a strike. DeYoung has been told to not throw what was one of his featured pitches, a sinker ball. They want him to throw with the 4-seamer, elevate it, as we see Jake Odorizzi do with some success. Breaking ball and a swing and a miss, 0-2.
He's got good, what is called secondary pitches. That's everything else but the fastball.
And there's an elevated fastball for a ball, 1-2.
So he's going to try to spot the ball around the strike zone, around the perimeter of that box you're looking at, and then throw the breaking stuff.
2-2. DeYoung coming to the Twins in the Zach Duke deal. Spent most of his year at the AA level in the Seattle organization. Pitching in the big leagues for the first time this year. And a half swing got him. That elevated fastball tempting for Merrifield. He's a strikeout victim, 1 down. And that'll bring up Mondesi.
Good spot for that fastball. See, the ball has, for 91 miles an hour, decent, as we talked about earlier, carry. The ball maintains the velocity pretty well up in the strike zone.
Mondesi hitting next for Kansas City, and outside with a fastball, ball 1.
The term in previous days was sneaky.
Okay.
Guys would say he's got a sneaky fastball, and that's, I think, the equivalent of the carry that they talk about now.
Out in front, the pop up to center, playable for Cave, 2 down. And what we might have here today, of course, we have to wait and see how it plays out. Rather than an opener and a primary pitcher, this might be what some people call a piggyback game, where DeYoung will go maybe 3 innings, and then there'll be someone else expected to go maybe 3 innings, and then one more, hopefully, going 3 innings. It's a concept that Tony La Russa tried toward the end of his time with the Oakland A's, and it didn't work well because the A's thought about that concept in the first place because they were short on pitching, and they found out that regardless of what formula you use, if you're short on pitching, you're short on pitching. 1-0. But in this day and age when everyone's thinking outside the box in baseball, particularly on the pitching side, This idea is being experimented with across baseball. 2-0. And a swing and a miss.
Good change up there and a fastball count. So we're seeing what DeYoung's forte is. He's basically pitch away from fastball with secondary pitches.
And now 3-1.
It's almost like pitching, what they call pitching backwards, where most guys establish fastball and go to everything else. He wants to the fastball to be a trick pitch.
And a walk putting Gordon on first. That'll bring up Dozier. Dozier played first base here on Friday night. Yesterday and today at third base. Of course, the Royals traded Mike Moustakas, who'd been a fixture at third base for many years, to the Milwaukee Brewers, which is how they got last night's starter, Jorge Lopez. One and 0 to Dozier. Off the end of the bat, foul. DeYoung with 7 prior big league appearances. Most recently against the Twins here at Target Field in the middle of June last year. Made a relief appearance of 4 innings for the Mariners. One and 1. Just missed the inside corner. 2 and 1. Of course, none of the Royals have ever seen DeYoung before. Check swing foul.
You know, that 3 innings at a time concept is an interesting one, and you're right. If it only happens, the opener part, the 3 innings at a time idea, it only happens when obviously when you feel like you don't have great starting pitching. But with the analytics now, it's all about second time, third time through the order kinds of metrics.
Right.
And from a hitter standpoint, it really doesn't matter. Hitters are looking for something good to hit that doesn't have particularly good stuff on it. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how these experiments go, because the bottom line is you have to throw good stuff in good spots. And if you're not able to do that, it doesn't matter if you
picked him off. DeYoung picked off Gordon. Gordon's lingering near first base, thinking he got back safely, and we'll see if the Royals invest their challenge here in the very first inning. Gordon was leaning towards second, and they will not challenge, and Gordon's picked off to end DeYoung's first inning as a Twin.
Caught him leaning. He was going.
home record, actually better than the home record was last year for the Twins, or at least it appears headed that way. The Menards batting order for the Twins: Jorge Polanco leading things off. Then Eddie Rosario again in the DH spot. Logan Forsythe, Robbie Grossman, Jake Cave, A-Ray Adrianza, Max Kepler, Williams Astudillo, and then Chris Jimenez. And they will face veteran Ian Kennedy, just off the disabled list today. Had some oblique issues earlier this year. Skipped to start, pitched against the Twins, and then aggravated it, and he's been out ever since. Polanco flares it foul.
And we're going to look at the home furniture starting pitcher stats. Ian Kennedy, as Dick said, just back off his second stint on the disabled list this year. Actually, has pitched better than that ugly record would indicate, his last 6 or 7 starts.
Breaking ball missing inside. You look at a 1-8 mark and an ERA of 5.13. And there have been a couple quality starts in there. You'd think, well, he's not pitching well, but you'd stumble into 1 or 2 more wins, you would think, rather than just the one that he's got.
Right.
1-2. And Polanco swings over the top of a sinker. 1 down. We'll bring up Eddie Rosario, but first a look at the Royals out in the field. Gold Glover Alex Gordon in left, Brian Goodwin's in center, Jorge Bonifacio is in right, Hunter Dozier, Adalberto Mondesi, Rosel Herrera, Ryan O'Hearn the infielders, Cam Gallagher behind the plate. And Mondesi turned in a really good play to help preserve the perfect game, the no-hitter, all of that for Lopez last night.
Couple of them.
Yep. At the knee, strike 1 to Rosario.
I like Mondesi's actions at shortstop an awful lot. The Royals folks think he's going to hit too.
Swung on and missed. 0-2.
So a good changeup there from Ian Kennedy. He's a veteran guy. He's been around a long time. He's got all 4 pitches. He just tries to spot all of them all over the strike zone. Wants to stay down with the breaking balls, and he will surprise people up in the zone with his fastball. Here he comes up there.
And Rosario waves through it. And a couple of strikeouts to start Kennedy's afternoon, and that'll bring up Forsythe.
So you see a moving fastball at 92 up above the zone. Got on Eddie Rosario more quickly than Eddie was ready for.
Forsythe, who's hit cleanup earlier in this series, hitting third here this afternoon. 2 down. And a strike on the outside corner. Don't know how long the Royals will go with Kennedy here today. First start off the disabled list. Last thing they want is a re-aggravation of the oblique issue. That ball lifted to right field, hit pretty well. Bonifacio back near the edge of the track makes the catch. And that wraps up a 1-2-3 inning for Kennedy.
Jose Barrios after the game last night. Terrible dynamic for him because he wants his team to win. He wants to outduel his good friend, but Jorge Lopez and him were drafted in consecutive years in 2011, 2012. They've been friends since over in Puerto Rico, found each other's careers. He said really appreciated the opportunity and the moment, the chance at history, but wanted his team to break up that no-hitter, which they did in the 9th. And fun little team picture. Again, Chris Jimenez, such a great personality in the clubhouse, took the time to have the team photo, the official team photo with Bobby Wilson in it, and take his head and superimpose it onto Bobby Wilson. He said, now the bodies are a little bit different, kind of like Roy Smalley and myself, but the team picture looks great.
And Jimenez made a point of sending a copy of it to Bobby Wilson. Popped up foul over the Twins dugout. Jimenez back with the Twins organization. He was with them all last year, of course. Spent most of the year at AAA. DeYoung spent some time at AAA and AA this year. Half swing and a check swing, 1-2. Dozier was at the plate when Gordon got picked off. He'll be followed by O'Hearn and Bonifacio. And fouled away again. One and two. DeYoung got a strikeout, a fly ball, walked a guy, but picked him off in the first. Pulled, foul. Just another note or two on Lopez and his great effort last night. Ned Yost's son is a coach in Colorado Springs, where Lopez spent most of the year. When he wasn't with the Brewers, he was with the Sky Sox. And Ned Yost IV is a coach for the Colorado Springs Sky Sox. So as the Royals were contemplating what players to get back from Moustakas, they got some insider trading, if you will, because there was a family connection to the Sky Sox through Ned Yost and his son, and they said that basically, you know, the guy's got good stuff, got a great future. Everyone figured that Lopez might do well, you know, pitching more at sea level than, you know, more than a mile in the air, as is the case in Colorado Springs. Down and away, 2-2. But he had everyone on the edges of their seats or their couches, wherever you were watching last night. It was a magnificent performance by Lopez. Another grounder, foul.
And an asterisk to that story, I didn't know Ned Yost was a third.
Ned's son has been a coach in Colorado Springs. My son has been a broadcaster there this past year. Pulled foul again. And so my son knew a little bit about Lopez, having seen him pitch this year in Colorado Springs and last year in Biloxi. 2-2. Dozier battling DeYoung as he did at the end of the first inning when Gordon ended the inning by being picked off. And another 2-2 coming. Pop up. Forsythe in short right field will cover it and catch it, one away. And that'll bring up O'Hearn.
Got away with one there, breaking ball up where DeYoung does not want to throw the ball, but Dozier's timing off, jammed himself with that hanging breaking ball when it could have been, might have been, should have been maybe a lot worse.
O'Hearn's been swinging the bat well for the Royals, hitting fifth, and he takes ball one.
This guy looks like he knows what he wants to do with right-handed pitcher out there. Hasn't been very successful against left-handers so far, but he's been raking against right-handers.
Lucas Duda was kind of doing what O'Hearn is doing now before they traded him to Atlanta. Bounced foul. You know, Twins fans have been made aware of it, and certainly Royals fans too. If you're not in contention, anything that isn't nailed down is very often traded.
Yeah.
You know, and Twins had impending free agents like Dozier and Escobar and Lynn. Well, similarly, the Royals dealt Moustakas, Kelvin Herrera, Lucas Duda.
Well, if you're not in contention, there's a reason for it. The chances are you need more players than the one or two that are your better players, and as they get along in years and experience, they have less value to a team that needs to build an organization with a lot of players than they might otherwise have. And we're seeing that all of a sudden now here in Minnesota. Of course, Kansas City and Chicago and Detroit, a lot of teams going through it.
A 1-out walk to O'Hearn, and now Bonifacio will bat. Swung on and missed. You know what you'll hear general managers, chief baseball officers, Derek Falvey, Thad Levine with the Twins, Dayton Moore for the Royals. You'll hear them often talk about short term and long term. And in the short term, you might be sacrificing something, but the hope is in the long term you'll benefit greater than the short term diminishment.
Exactly. No, exactly. That's exactly right.
One and one to Bonifacio. Now swing and a miss. And in the case of a non-contending team, the short term probably wasn't going to look so good anyway. That's what got you to this point in the first place.
Well, that was my point. If you're not contending with, and you have only a couple of players, 2 or 3 players that have been stars, but you're not contending, then there's something else needs to happen.
Astudillo bluffs a throw.
I really think that more than ever before now, the front offices will be successful or not based on how they're able to establish a good draft system and how they trade for young players.
Popped up, and Astudillo comes over, and he didn't track that ball particularly well and had to run towards the dugout at the end of his pursuit. I think that ball moved on him farther away from home plate than he thought.
It looked like the fence moved when he hit it. He hit that ball, that fence hard. But you're right. Had he been able to run faster over to the fence and then get his bearings rather than tracking it slowly on the way, he might have had a shot at it.
2-2 to Bonifacio. And check swing, strike 3. Another strikeout for DeYoung. 2 away in the inning.
We talked about DeYoung featuring a multitude of secondary pitches, and so far he's using them very well. Breaking ball right there.
John Lipka ruled that he swung, and he did. Goodwin will bat. Over first strike, changeup.
Very nice first ball of the count pitch. Get strike 1 before the hitter who's never seen you before has even seen your fastball. That's an advantage.
A fastball that clips the inside corner.
Right,
and a throw to first.
That changeup to start him froze him on the inside fastball the second pitch. That's why throwing something else other than a fastball down the middle to get strike 1 is always beneficial.
Pitch is up. You saw Astudillo try to pick the runner off at first. He did that successfully in spring training against the Yankees. He's tried it a couple of times when catching up here. Usually attempts it with a left-handed batter in there to help screen his attempt. And another strikeout and a couple of hitless innings for Chase DeYoung. do a lot more offensively than they did last night when they didn't get a base runner until the 9th inning. It'll be Grossman, Cave, and Adrianza in the second against veteran Ian Kennedy. Twins starting a pitcher, Chase DeYoung, and they want to get a glimpse of what he might be able to do for them down the road. A little bit more important matter for the Kansas City Royals and Ian Kennedy pitching here today. They're into him for 2 more years. He signed a contract through the 2020 season, and both for Kennedy's benefit and for the Royals' benefit, they want him A, to be healthy, and B, to show some ability to get some batters out in September. Lace to center field. That ball scalded, and it's cut off nicely by Goodwin. Grossman digging for second, and he will be in with a double. He drilled the single that broke up the no-hitter last night, and he hit that one hard, just a little bit higher launch angle.
That was a laser to right field. Goodwin, the center fielder, made a terrific play to get there and cut it off. Looked like a double all the way. You see, that's Robbie Grossman's pitch right there. He knows what to do with that one, and did it. The ball bounced up to Goodwin. Had he not stumbled, it would have been even closer. Makes a nice play to cut it off, and a throw right on the money. Robbie Grossman, though, running hard right out of the box, ran that into a double, and it was a good gamble with nobody out.
Cave taps it foul, kind of a half swing. 1 strike. We'll see if the Twins can work Grossman around after the leadoff double. One strike. And now foul, 2 away, or 2 strikes. Adrianza on deck. Breaking ball tapped foul. Royals got the all-important first run last night fairly late in the game. They had a bunt single, couple of stolen bases, and then a base hit. So the Twins want to similarly take advantage of this scoring opportunity here and get that first run on the board. Just off the outside corner.
We've talked about this a number of times, I think, but Paul Molitor is a manager that is not automatic in terms of getting a runner over, giving the hitter giving himself up to get the runner from second to third with nobody out. Oftentimes he will say, trade places with him. Try to hit a double yourself. Let's get a big inning going rather than sacrificing the ability of, in this case, Jake Cave, as a pretty good hitter, to just automatically dribble something over to the right side just to get the runner over to third.
Cracked his bat. And it's still 1-2. Well, the Twins have been looking up at the 500 mark for a long time now, and they're 13 games below. But they do have a winning record when they score first, 31-28. Most teams
do. Yeah.
Most teams do that. Now, your uncle was a big proponent of.
Yes, he was.
Getting that first run, even in the first inning, if it meant sacrificing somebody along.
Absolutely. I would tell you what, right now, when I was hitting in front of Rodney Carew playing for Gene, I better get that guy over to third. Rod coming up.
Kay fouls another one away, and on that play, Mondesi, the shortstop, was cutting to the second base bag. Another 1-2 from Ian Kennedy. Dribbled up the line, a swinging bunt. Cave is retired, and Grossman to third.
Today's Pizza Ranch for the win. Let's get the bats going.
Sounds like a good idea.
Didn't do anything last night, and let's see if we can, if the Twins can put a 5 or a 6 or a 7 spot up there today. Support the young pitcher that's starting. And this could be could turn out to be a game where the bullpens are involved. When you get a chance to score some runs like they have right here, let's get them in, get the bats going.
Infield in now for Adrianza. Swung on and missed.
That's a tough pitch for Adrianza in this situation for this reason. He's a low ball hitter, much better on the ball down and not that one up there. But you see that one coming up and you react to it because it's a fly ball type of pitch. That's what you're trying to hit.
Same thing there.
Yep, that's not his best location for him, especially left-handed. But he's trying to get the runner in from third, and that high fastball is just so conducive to hitting the fly ball in the outfield and get the runner in. It's a bit of a two-edged sword there for a low ball hitting left-hander in this situation.
0-2. Drilled to right and down for a hit. So he went upstairs to get the strikes, and then he threw one down where Adrianza likes it, and it's 1-0 Twins.
That's just a mistake by Kennedy. He knows he wasn't trying to throw an 0-2 fastball right down the middle. But to Adrianza's credit, when he did get the one he could handle, he didn't miss it.
Well, of solid hits in the game's first run here in the second.
So you see high fastball he couldn't handle, and then right there again. This is the sweet spot for Adrianza.
You could see Kennedy reacting vocally before the ball left the infield. He knew he'd made a mistake. Here's Kepler. And Adrianza checked it first. Strike on the outside corner.
It's interesting to think about what a manager thinks about when he puts a lineup together, and we see Logan Forsythe hitting third today, fourth yesterday, and he's not a typical third or fourth place hitter. But Paul Mulder recognizes the good at bats that Forsythe takes, doesn't give at bats away, and he's moved Adrianza up ahead of Kepler, I think, for the same reason.
Yeah, swing on a strike 0-2. Putting a lineup together has got to be more complicated because bullpens are so much more involved in a game than they used to be. You could put it together a lineup 20 years ago based on the starting pitcher, figuring, well, he's very likely going to pitch 7, maybe 8 or 9 innings. But now it's who's left out of their bullpen, and you don't want to have too many lefties in a row because then they'll come in with a left-handed reliever, and maybe as soon as the 5th inning. On the outside corner, and Kepler's gone for out number 2. That'll bring up Astudillo. DQ combination. The Royals getting pretty good starting pitching as of late. And of course, Lopez nearly pitching the perfect game last night. But look at that ERA and the 1-loss record over the last 10 games. That has to be some encouragement for Cal Eldred, the pitching coach. Here's Astudillo. Down and away, ball 1. Astudillo with a couple of home runs.
Yeah, I like the way he swings the bat. I like his at bats when he gets in there. Certainly not afraid, and he's not afraid to swing the bat, not afraid to think that he's going to nail one somewhere.
That's to left. Gordon coming in, but it falls in front of him, and Astudillo has a single, and that'll bring up Jimenez. 3 hits in the inning, and now got Jimenez, who's just 1 for 6. As a Twin will step up with a couple of men aboard. Jimenez playing first base. I mentioned Joe Mauer doesn't have very good numbers against Kennedy, just 4 for 26. And Joe's not swinging the bat particularly well right now, getting another day off, although of course he's available to pinch hit later. Breaking ball on the outside corner. Oh, by the way, happy Peanut Control Day. I was going to get you a card, but I looked and looked and looked, and I couldn't find a Peanut Control Day card. It's a promotion here at the ballpark where some sections are peanut free for those who have allergies.
Got it.
They used to call it Peanut Free Day, but we had an on-air reporter who misinterpreted
one of my favorite things of all time.
And he was promoting the fact that you got free peanuts.
Free peanuts.
If you
Section 271.
So they can't call it Peanut Free Day anymore. It's Peanut Control Day. Swung on and missed, 1-2.
Well, if you had found a peanut control card, you should have sent it to him.
Hallmark people are letting me down.
Oh gosh, that was one of my favorite lines of all time. Unintentionally funny.
1-2. Dribbled up the line, but foul.
Talking about Joe Mauer not hitting Kennedy particularly well and needing some time off here and there. There's a pretty good chance, especially if the Twins get the lead, that we'll see Joe at first base for defensive purposes later, and Jimenez, maybe Jimenez or Garver behind the plate.
1-2 to Jimenez.
Paul's got some options late in the game. Twins need to hit.
Jimenez chases a high fastball, can't catch up to it, but the Twins get 3 hits in the game's first run in the second.
We'll head back to Milwaukee. Yesterday, what a day for Christian Yelich. This is 28th home run of the season, got the Brewers to 4. They would need all 4 of those runs, and then later in the game, in the 9th, to preserve that 1-run lead, a beautiful catch laying out Kristen Yelich, doing it with the bat, doing it with the glove. The Brewers trying to hunt down the Cubs, guys. 8-2 in their last 10, just 2.5 behind in the National League Central.
And I loved Yelich's comments after the game. There was some controversy a few days ago when he did not play in a critical ball game, and the Brewer fans upset that he got the day off. But Yelich was asked about his great day. He says, "Well, I was well rested." You know, it's I can understand fans being upset when they're living and dying with every pitch in September, and that's where the Brewer fans are. But the reference point I always had when Tom Kelly gave Kirby Puckett a day off, it was a day off. He didn't pinch hit him later in the ball game, and never had a day off at home. But on the road, if the manager decided Kirby needed a break, he gave him a full break. And I would imagine, you could speak to this obviously a lot better than I can. It's more of the mental break than the physical break of not having to play a game that day.
There's no question about that. The best example of that is getting to the end of the season. I played, I would say, 3 seasons in a row when I was playing shortstop for Gene here in 77, 8, 9. I played 157, 158, and then 162 games in those 3 years at shortstop. And when I got to the end of the season, I thought, man, I am just beat as Herrera draws a walk there. I am just beat. And 2 days later, I was ready to go again. I mean, on October 3rd, it's the mental grind, and your mind is funny. Your mind tends to think you're a little more tired than you are, and you got to fight through that.
Leadoff walk, third walk issued by DeYoung, and it'll be Cam Gallagher, the Kansas City catcher. And DeYoung gets ahead of him. 0-1. Among those traded from Kansas City, former Twin Drew Butera dealt to Colorado. And a swing and a miss and a high fastball.
Happy for Drew. Go over there, be in a pennant race. It'll be fun for him. There will always be a job for a great defensive catcher.
Witness Bobby Wilson, Chris Jimenez. Pitches up and away. The Rockies leading the National League West now by 1.5 games over the Dodgers. And if the season ended today, the Dodgers would be out of the playoffs.
A lot of baseball left out in that division. They play each other. All 3 of those teams play each other so many times. It's going to be great to watch. And man, I'm looking forward to the postseason too. There's so many great players we're going to be able to see in the drama of the postseason.
And DeYoung strikes out Gallagher 1 away. He's picked up 4 strikeouts first time through the batting order.
Yeah, he's done a terrific job of mixing up his pitches and his speeds and his locations. Really excellent. For the most part, he's staying ahead. See, that fastball in there is 89 miles an hour, but it just has a little sneakiness to it. And he's moved the fastball around. He's thrown changeups and fastball counts. He's started people with breaking balls. He's done an excellent job of diversification, location and speed, trajectory, all those things.
52 pitches thrown. He's gotten 7 outs. He's picked off 1 base runner. And a strike call. Merrifield struck out on a check swing his first time up. And now 2 strikes.
If you're going to get by with high fastballs that are not great velocities, and that's exactly what DeYoung has, you have to be very efficient with your secondary pitches. And so far, that's what he's shown the ability to do.
Pitches up just a little bit, 1 and 2.
If you're going to pitch up there consistently, now he gets to 1 and 2. He's either going to have to stay right on that upper line with a fastball, or he's got to make quality pitches for the put away pitch with something else.
Got the inside corner. And he has struck out Kansas City's best hitter twice already this afternoon.
That's the example that I'm talking about. That wasn't necessarily a great pitch location-wise, but it was such a shock to Merrifield. It looked like it might have been just inside, but the speed and the little tumbling break there, after seeing all the high fastballs that he's seen in 2 at-bats, it just shocked him.
Mondesi with a bunt. DeYoung picks up and throws and pulls Jimenez off the bag. Mondesi with another bunt single. And DeYoung had time, but a high throw extends the inning.
DeYoung made a really good play there. The ball was still moving pretty well when he fielded it barehanded like an infielder, because he had to. You see it pick it up barehanded, very nice, and then probably didn't have the best grip on it. Lucky the ball didn't go down the right field line, because you saw the ball sail right out of his hand, immediately out of his hand. It was going high. I think he didn't have it. Although he barehanded it, he tried to throw it before he had the best grip. He had to, because Mondesi really scoots down the line.
Error to DeYoung, and now Gordon will bat with the tying run at second. Fouled back. Don't like comparing ball players because it's never fair to one or the other. But I think what we've seen from DeYoung is a lot of what we see every 5th day with Jake Odorizzi. Fastballs have to be elevated.
Yes.
Down and away.
The difference is that what we've seen so far from DeYoung is a better command of 3 different secondary pitches that he's been throwing in different situations, different counts, and in really good spots. And that makes the fastball, when it isn't necessarily up, it still makes it effective.
Outside, 2-1.
The one thing it looks like DeYoung understands is that for most hitters, fastballs in are difficult, fastballs up are difficult. And he's tried to stay in either one of those places with his fastball, and he's done a good job of it so far.
Fouled away. 2-2. Talked earlier about the Twins' home record, 40-30. Last year, when they won 85 ball games, got into the playoffs, they only won 41 home games, and they have a chance to win number 41 here this afternoon. 2-2 from DeYoung to Gordon. Just missed the inside edge.
There's the one inside. That was a terrific pitch right there. So he's been inside and up with Gordon with the fastball, and I really believe that has set up just about anything that he wants to throw here. Very close.
Full count, 2 down, runners will go. Changeup fouled away.
You just knew that was coming after the high fastballs, and the last one inside gets a hitter's attention when the pitch is thrown, the fastball is thrown in under his hands like that. You have to be aware that, boy, I might get jammed at that pitch. I have to be in a little bit more of a hurry than the changeup, as the next pitch is very effective. He just got a little higher than he wanted to.
Herrera looked back to second. And another foul. I know when you're the trailing runner in a situation like this, not in a situation like this, but normally if there's a double steal, you have to make sure that the guy ahead of you is going. But that time it looked like Mondesi lingered at first, wanting to make sure the guy goes. You just got to bust it there, don't you?
He's been doing that the whole at bat. He just not very interested in getting a big secondary lead.
And now a walk will load the bases. Fourth walk issued by DeYoung, and with the air now they're loaded up with 2 down. Twins off-season baseball camps are back and are presented by select Heartland Chevy dealers. Camps provide players an opportunity to continue to develop their skills as well as prepare for tryouts and the start of the new season. Included are 5 to 10 hours of instruction addressing general baseball skills taught by an experienced staff of dedicated instructors. For a full schedule and registration, visit twinsbaseball.com/training. Gordon's drawn his second walk against DeYoung. They're loaded up now for Hunter Dozier, who popped up to Forsythe his first time up. First mound visit for the Twins. Backhanded by Adrianza to the bag to end the inning. 3 no-hit innings for Chase DeYoung with 4 walks. The #1 selling brand in the Twin Cities. And by Grand Casino. The best stories start here. Gorgeous afternoon. Glad you're with us for Twins baseball on this Sunday afternoon. Twins with a 1-0 lead. And they'll send the top of the order up against Ian Kennedy. There's a strike on the outside corner. Polanco struck out swinging his first time up. Kennedy had a 1-2-3 first inning, but gave up 3 hits and a run in the second. And 0-2. Didn't mean to.
But he'll like it.
He'll take it. A check swing leadoff single in the third. See if the Twins send Polanco here in a stolen base attempt.
Fastball they jammed in on Polanco, and it just turned out well.
Here is Rosario. He struck out on 3 pitches in the first inning. Paul Molitor the other day bemoaned the lack of aggressiveness on the base paths, stealing bases, that he didn't even know when the last time the Twins stole a base was. And now a situation, you've got a 1-0 lead. And you don't know much about Cam Gallagher, the catcher, but you know he's not Salvador Perez.
It will mostly be about Ian Kennedy and how long he takes to deliver the ball. But more and more, it's about the attitude the base runner has about whether he even wants to be a base stealer.
Missing away, it's 2-0. Trying to read between the statements from Paul Molitor. It's almost like he feels his players are afraid to make a mistake on the bases.
Right, that's the way it feels.
And that's not going to lead to aggressive base running in any circumstance.
At least about stealing second base is the way it seems.
Right. Fouled away, 2-1. Polanco is 4 for 7 in stolen bases, but the Twins have just 39 on the year in 60 tries. Of course, the lack of Byron Buxton in the lineup on a daily basis is going to bring the stolen base totals down.
You know, I also think that Byron Buxton, because he's so adept at stealing, he raises the expectations of everybody else. I don't think you can get a guy 30 for 30 and have everybody else be afraid to steal.
Popped up left side. Mondesi retreating. Gordon watches him make the catch. 1 away. That'll bring up Forsythe. Baseball fans, here's your chance to take home something really unique. You can bid for a chance to win 33 autographed baseballs and a Field of Dreams case to display your new collection. Autographs include players like Mike Trout, Manny Machado, Albert Pujols, Pedro Martinez. You can bid on this one-of-a-kind item at twinsbaseball.com/Field of Dreams. See if I can recognize any other autographs. A quick glance, and no, I could not. Proceeds from the auction go to the Sheridan Story, which is a food program that helps fight child hunger. 1-0 to Logan Forsythe. Hit a fly ball to fairly deep right field, caught by Bonifacio on the edge of the track.
I wouldn't mind a hit and run play right here. I think that it's a perfect situation for it. 1-0 with 1 out. Chances are Kennedy's going to be around the plate.
Down and away, now 2-0.
And I think in the absence of stealing bases, I think the hit and run play is something that Paul Molitor would employ quite a bit with the right kind of combination. Forsythe here, they did it beautifully the other night, the first night, Friday night. They won't do it 2-0. They'll give Forsythe a chance to pick out one he likes. But here's the classic hit and run count right here. 2-1, 1 out.
Now explain why that is.
2-1. The pitcher doesn't want to go to 3-1. He's gonna throw something around the plate that the manager believes that the hitter will be able to get the bat on.
2-1. Polanco stays put. The pitch is outside 3-1. Now the middle infielders communicate as to which middle infielder will cover the bag in the event the runner takes off, right? It's not always going to be the second baseman.
No, it will always be the second baseman in this particular defensive configuration.
Well, because he's twice as close.
Because they're swung around so far toward third.
There's a strike, and Forsythe has taken 5 pitches.
And I would think he would run here.
There he goes, and the pitch is ball 4. First and second with 1 down for Robbie Grossman.
Play the new Vikings scratch games from the Minnesota Lottery. With a top prize up to $100,000, it pays to be a fan.
Chance Chance for the Twins to pile on here a little bit. They lead 1-0. Grossman scored the run after his leadoff double in the second. Now he'll hit with 2 men aboard. Just outside a ball.
Twins are fairly familiar with Ian Kennedy. Several hitters have had a lot of at bats, fair double figures at least in at bats. Robbie Grossman came in 3 for 10 with a home run and 5 bases on balls, so he sees Kennedy very well.
Outside again.
Continued that success against Kennedy with that ringing double his first time up.
He's just walked Forsythe on a 3-2 pitch, fallen behind 2-0, and you look at his pitch log, 47 pitches, 34 strikes. Very good strike to ball ratio. Swung on and missed, 2-1. Two and 1 to Grossman. That's to left field, hit right at Gordon. And out number 2. That'll bring up Cave. Look at Kennedy's record. Yeah, the ERA pretty high. 5.13. It's down to 5.09 right now. They update the stats here at the ballpark very well. You look at the 1-loss record, the ERA, and as we said, it seems a little warped. You figured many starts as he's had, he'd have at least 2 or 3 wins, even with an ERA of 5.
Well, the offense hasn't supported him very well either. I think they're under 4 runs a game. You know, you got to get 4 runs or more to win these days. For the most part, you have to average. A team's got to average, you know, over 4 runs scored per game to be a good offensive club and to give your pitchers a chance, even a chance to win some games, as Kyle Gibson knows this year.
Well, we know the Twins haven't exactly been knocking the cover off the ball. Swung on and missed, 0-2. They've scored 600 with the 1 run today, 620 runs. Kansas City's only scored 540. That's a huge gap, so you can understand why someone with an ERA of 5 has lost as many games as Kennedy has. 0-2 to Cave. Going to get something done here with 2 on and 2 out. Checked his swing, but he went. Kennedy gives up a leadoff single and a walk. Twins strand 2, and it's still 1-0.
Has so far been really very good, with the exception of walking couple more hitters than he would like to. He's been very good with that stuff. And Adrianza and Grossman combined for the lone run so far in the second inning. Robbie Grossman with a double. Adrianza drove him in, and that's where we are here in the top of the fourth. 1-0, and DeYoung will try to keep it going.
And there's the first Kansas City hit. Mulhern jumping on the first pitch and spanking a single to right field. He walked on the second. Now he's singled in the fourth. That'll bring up Bonifacio. And DeYoung, who pitch counts up to 67 here with 9 outs on the board, would like to complete 5 innings and at least qualify for a win if the Twins still have the lead at that point. Bonifacio struck out swinging his first time up. Missing ball 1. And down and away, 2-0. Single was just the 4th ball put in play against DeYoung. Most of the outs recorded via strikeout. 4 walks and an error. Wrapped to third. 5, 4, 3. 2 down. And that'll bring up Goodwin with 2 down.
Still one of the prettiest plays in baseball. Ball's hit sharply, but he can pick it and he can turn it. And it's a 5-4-3.
On target throw to Forsythe. And a good throw to first.
Yeah, Forsythe can wing it over there from the pivot position to first base.
Even when he's been on the front end of double plays, we saw Brian Dozier for years with at times like a 30 to 35 foot backflip, which necessarily doesn't have much velocity on it. Forsythe instead will turn and almost underhand a snap throw to the second baseman. Popped up down the right field line, and Jimenez with room makes the play. And DeYoung faces only 3 men in the 4th inning. Run, and against Kansas City, they've been aware when he's been in the game, shall we say.
He's had a great season series against the Royals. We talked about him the other night, how hard he's worked on his hitting with Rudy Hernandez, the Twins assistant hitting coach. They work every day. And Adrianza has developed more power than they expected him to have, and he's a nice utility infielder to have. Play anywhere in the infield with supreme competence.
Foul back. Zach Littell getting loose, as if he's going to pitch in the 5th inning.
Well, it's not a 3-3, but it looks like it's going to be maybe a 5-2 or 3.
Or a 4-3 maybe.
Or a 5. Which is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
We played 4. Yep.
Adrianza strikes out. That'll bring up Kepler, who was called out his first time up.
Big slow breaking ball. Good pitch there. You saw the ball come up a little bit. A hitter recognizes that as a curveball and then doesn't expect it to snap down that quickly.
And Kepler takes one for a strike. Kepler dealing with a bit of a September slump. Paul Molitor talking about Kepler, saying, you know, he's finding a way to fight through September, and suggesting that for Kepler and the rest of the Twins it was easy last year because they were winning, they were targeting a playoff spot, and the drag of the season isn't as evident when you're winning and you have yet you hope a long run in October ahead. But in a season where that's not going to be there for you, September can be a bit of a drag if you're not used to it.
Absolutely.
Outside, and it's 3-1. You had more losing seasons, or seasons without being contending, than you did the other way, and Kepler will take a walk.
As is the case with most players.
Right.
Unless you're fortunate enough to be on a dynastic type of team.
Hey, special treat coming up on Tuesday. The Yankees are in town, and before the game, Fox Sports North will give you an all-access pass to Twins batting practice with an hour-long special edition of Twins Live. Live player interviews, insight, and analysis from Roy Smalley and Justin Morneau. Katie Emmer will be there to take questions from fans on social media. It'll be live on Tuesday at 4:30 for your exclusive access as the Twins get ready to take on the Yankees. Astudillo single to left. His first time up, he takes a strike.
Here's another guy I would consider using the hit and run play with. Astudillo, pretty good at making contact, being able to put the ball in play no matter where the pitch is.
Toward the hole, cut off by Dozier, and a 5-4-3 double play ends the Twins' 4th inning. Pepsi baseball fans of the game enjoying a pleasant afternoon at Target Field. Twins leading 1-0. Let's see the first look for Chase DeYoung. And now, after 4 good innings by DeYoung, 4 scoreless innings, Zach Littell will pick up the game.
Anxious to see Zach Littell pitch again here. He pitched down in Texas and really pitched pretty well, much better than when he was here before for a couple of outings. And always anxious to see the second appearance for a pitcher after he's made some real strides the time before. So looking forward to seeing Zach Littell's command of his various pitches, which was pretty good down there in Texas.
First pitch, a fastball at the knees, strike 1. Strike 2 on the outside corner. Back to Littell. Underhanded toss for the first out. A good outing for Chase DeYoung.
I think a very good outing for the young man. As we mentioned, he was able to move his fastball up and all around the zone. Showed a quick little move over the first base to get him out of 1 inning. But the breaking ball was good. The changeup was good.
And a fly ball now to center field. Jake Cave handles that. And a couple of quick outs here in the 5th.
Just to finish up on DeYoung, the only blemish at all was the number of walks. He walked 4 men and doesn't want to do that with his stuff. He doesn't want to put guys on with the free pass. But other than that, 4 very nice innings.
And Littell comes in, gets a couple of quick outs. Merrifield will bat. Merrifield has struck out twice. Oh, 2. Sliced foul. We've talked about it before last year. Of course, Littell was acquired by the Twins from the Yankees, and he went 19-1 in Tampa, Trenton, and Chattanooga. AA and AA. Dribbled back to the mound, and Littell has his easiest inning in the big league so far. A quick 1-2-3, 5th inning.
baseball, showing why again yesterday. Home runs number 32 and 33, but that's not the whole story. He added 3 singles with those 2 home runs. A 5-for-5 performance, the second in his career, batting .314. But guys, the story for the Angels: 33 home runs, only 68 RBIs.
Thank you, Kevin. Chris Jimenez in the first pitch. Flies out to Brian Goodwin. And Kennedy pitched pretty well here for his first game in nearly 2 months. 1 away, and that'll get us to Jorge Polanco.
Kennedy's pitched very well, similar to the DeYoung style as well. Both pitchers very similar today in the way they move their fastball around, drop some breaking balls and changeups in.
Strike on the outside corner. Polanco reached on a check swing infield hit his last time up. Twins have just 4 hits, but they got 3 of them in the second inning when they scored their run. Over by the tarp and into the seats. Talking about Kennedy and 1-8, an ERA of about 5, and every time I see a warped 1-loss record like that with a not good but not terrible ERA, I think of a guy you played with. I think you did anyway. Terry Felton. Terry Felton was he finished his big league career with an 0-16 mark.
Yep. And he had way better stuff than that. That was too bad.
And in 1 year, in 1982, it was the first year of the Metrodome, Terry Felton went 0-13 with an ERA of 4.99. Now that's not a great ERA. It isn't now. It wasn't then. But 0-13? He made a half-dozen starts, was mainly pitching out of the bullpen, and he got tagged with 13 losses, and in his big league career never won a ball game. 0-16.
Yeah, that's really too bad. Terry had better stuff than that, and a lot of things have to conspire against you for that for 0-16.
I mean, every once in a while you'll see somebody come in and throw 1 pitch and get the win. And here he threw all those pitches, all those innings over parts of 4 years and never won a ball game. Full count to Polanco.
Something always happened. Something bad always happened. And I only played with him very briefly, if at all. It just, I was traded to the Yankees and played against him. But
that's hit to the gap in left center, but Gordon is there to make the catch. 2 away. Bring up Rosario. In today's Minnesota Lottery Winner's Circle, we're celebrating 3 generations of Twins fans. Grandma Lois, her daughters, and granddaughter each win 100. No, they don't each win. They in total win $100 in scratch tickets for being featured. Congrats. Are you game? Say I'm in. Here's Rosario, a strikeout and a pop-up so far against Ian Kennedy. Ball 1.
And Eddie came into the ball game hitting .421 against Ian Kennedy, but he hasn't looked like he has felt comfortable at all today so far.
His check swing is fielded by Dozier, and he's thrown out a 1-2-3 fifth. It's still 1-0. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. Twins trying to win the series 2-1. Zach Littell had a very quick 1-2-3 fifth inning. He only threw 8 pitches. They were all strikes. And now Mondesi will lead off the 6th. There's ball 1. Twins will finish the season series with Kansas City next weekend. 4 games in Kansas City. 2-0. Littell had a couple of comebackers and a fly ball to center. And a very quick top of the 5th. Swung on and missed. 2-1. Mondesi, Gordon, and Dozier here in the Royals 6th inning. Came inside with a cutter.
Yeah, good pitch there. The cutter is a great pitch when it goes strike on the corner to off the plate or outside onto the outside corner. But the cutter strikes get hit a long ways, and I think pitchers make the mistake to think that a cutter can be offset a fastball to a hitter, as Mondesi fouls it back. But if you have to throw a strike with a cutter and it stays in the middle of the plate, those things get tattooed.
Full count to the leadoff man in the 6th. And off the plate, check swing foul.
As I mentioned, the Royals think that Mondesi is going to be able to hit. If that's the case, he's going to be a good player. I like his actions at shortstop.
Deep drive to right field, and Mondesi has tied the game with a home run. His 7th of the year. Leadoff home run, and it's 1 apiece.
Well, a little punctuation of that thought that maybe he's going to hit some. He put a charge in that ball. See, that's the cutter right there. That's exactly what I was talking about. It's a cutter that settles right in the middle of the plate, and when a hitter's looking to catch up on fastball speed at 92 or 93, which is what Littell's been throwing, something that looks like a fastball that's 4 or 5 miles an hour slower just gets ripped. Speeds up the bat, and that's what happens. Yeah, a cutter's not a good pitch instead of the fastball for a strike just because it's not a fastball.
To righties or lefties, or mainly?
No, either one.
Really?
Either one.
Okay.
It doesn't matter, because the cutter's a great pitch to a right-hander, for example, because it's cutting away from them. So out on the outside corner, or from the outside corner to just off. Gordon hits a hard one hopper to Polanco, shifted perfectly.
Dozier will hit next. Let's take another look at the Mondesi home run. StatCast AI, powered by AWS.
Yeah, he put a charge in it, and it just is like a bad fastball speed. It's like the fastball could get thrown by him, but the cutter just settles right there to speed up the bat if it's in the middle of the plate. And so oftentimes they are. That's why I just don't like the pitch when you have to throw a strike, because they're rarely the perfect one. The perfect one on the corner.
The reason I asked righty lefty is I can still hear it in my ears. The sound of Mariano Rivera throwing his cutter to a right-handed batter, and they think they've got one squared up, and they hit it right off the end of the bat, and you hear that awful, sickening sound of a broken bat. Lobbed, and Jimenez with some fancy footwork is able to get Dozier at first.
Now, Mariano Rivera's cutter is out. That's out of the conversation.
Okay.
We're not talking about that. I mean, there's no one that ever has thrown a cutter like that or ever will. So he clangs it a little bit, recovers, and throws a grenade over there. It's like, holy cow.
That's Jimenez's audition for Dancing with the Stars.
Well, Jimenez is going to have a little conversation with Littell in the dugout. Hey, look, fire it over here. I'm a catcher. I can catch it.
1 strike, and now 2. As Littell, after the home run, has gotten back into the strike zone here. And Astudillo just snaps that pitch, fires it back to Littell. 1-2. And Littell finishes the inning, but Mondesi started it with a game-tying home run. Sanford Health injury report. We won't see Aaron Judge in a game in the Yankee series here. Might be with the team taking some batting practice. Got a chip fracture after being hit by a pitch in late July. And they just want to get him back in time for the wild card game that they appear destined to play in. 1 strike to Forsythe. Kennedy's still out there. He's really been pitching well. The Twins have 4 hits. And a leadoff double, scored their run in the second. Hasn't given up a hit since Polanco's check swing single in the third. Now a foul, and it's 0-2. Right now, the wild card game would be the Yankees hosting Oakland, but there are 3 games separating, 3.5 games separating Oakland and New York for home field advantage in the wild card game. Pitch is up, and there is a fading chance that the Mariners might get in there too, but they're now a whopping 7.5 games behind Oakland. Got about the same record and the same chances of leapfrogging Oakland and getting into the wild card game as the Tampa Bay Rays, believe it or not. Tampa's 77-64. Seattle's 78-64.
The Rays have had a remarkable season.
Unbelievable. And Forsythe pokes it foul.
Boy, Ian Kennedy just has not given the Twins any fastballs in the middle of the plate that they could get comfortable with the exception of the ball that Robbie Grossman hit and Adrianza hit for a base hit. Coming in with a fastball. 2 strikes.
On the ground, Mondesi backhands, sets, shows off a strong arm, 1 away. 2019 season tickets are on sale now, and season ticket holders, of course, get the best seats at the best price and automatically become part of the Sweet Spot Rewards and Benefits program. You can learn more at twinsbaseball.com/season tickets or by calling 800-33-TWINS. In reality, there have only been 2 well-hit balls. Grossman's double and Adrianza's single. Everything else has been, as they say, soft contact in the dirt. Ball 1.
And the main reason for that is just what I said. He's moved the fastball around the strike zone, outside corner, particularly to left-handed hitters, and then mixed in that curveball. He's been really good right out there to left-handed hitters most of the game, and he stayed ahead. Hasn't thrown too many pitches in the middle of the plate, and then mixed in just enough off-speed stuff to keep the Twins off balance.
Ooh, that missed. 80 pitches now and 55 strikes. Missed again.
Pitch in the same place.
Kennedy goes back to the back of the mound to compose himself. I think he thought I should have had at least 1 strike there. Those last 2 pitches. And instead it's a hitter's count now to Grossman.
See if Robbie can get something in the middle of the plate here.
A high fly to right center field. And good one. With the catch, 2 away.
He got it. He just got under it.
We'll bring up Cave.
So you can tell that Kennedy just wanted to stay away from Robbie. He's trying to hit the outside corner with breaking balls. Finally comes in right down the middle, 3-1. Robbie just couldn't quite square it up. That's the one you dream about right there. That's the one you work really, really hard to get to that count and that pitch.
Ball 1 now to Jake Cave. Out in front. Cave seeing more and more off-speed pitches.
Yeah, he hasn't come close to that pitch right there yet.
Up and away, and it's 2-1. And over the inside corner, 2-2.
There's a good example right there, Dick, of when a pitcher can just allow a hitter's brain to get in the way. He was worried about the breaking ball, and he took his home run pitch for a strike. And then has to hit the breaking ball. You know, that's the problem. You can't have yourself get caught in between with every pitch guessing what it might be. You can conceivably be wrong every pitch the whole year. If you want to hit the fastball, then stay on the fastball. Don't ever let it go by until you get to 2 strikes.
2-2. Got another fastball and flipped it foul. Just off the corner with that breaking ball. He's just missed getting a lot of called strikes out there in this inning. Full count to Cave. Adrianza on deck.
Not necessarily a fastball count here, 3-2. But he got one. He got one that we've seen Jake hammer an awful lot. Hitting is so tough. It's just and even those pitches. I mean, not going to hit them all, but boy, when if you're a fastball hitter and you get fastball in the middle of the plate and you don't hit it, it makes it really eminently more difficult to hit.
Cave will take a walk. We've talked about this before. Ted Williams asked about hitting, what the key was, and he said get a good pitch and then don't miss it.
And don't miss it.
And he didn't miss many. Cave with a walk. Adrianza to the plate. Al Elder, the pitching coach, Cedar Rapids, Iowa native. Adrianza drove in the Twins' run with a sharp single to right in the second inning. Cave with some speed, but he's been kind of caught in the base stealing malaise that the Twins have been in for a long time. He has one steal in one try. Strike called. 17 of 24 first pitch strikes. Kevin McCarthy getting loose with Kennedy's pitch count approaching 100. Cave check. Twins last year stole 95 bases. Buxton stole 29. Dozier stole 16. Of course, those players. Buxton hasn't been here much at all this year. Dozier's been traded.
And Brian didn't run that much when he was here.
Right. And again, Cave chased back to the bag. Polanco last year stole 13. Of course, he didn't play in the first half of the year. He's got 4 this year. High fly to right. Rushing in is Bonifacio, and he's there to end the 6th inning. Good 6 innings worth of work from Ian Kennedy. We remain tied.
Avery Adrianza would rip a single to right field, scoring Robbie Grossman, who had ripped a double to right center to get aboard. But then in the 6th inning, Adalberto Mondesi with a bomb to right center field, ties the score. We're in another low-scoring, well-pitched game here, 1-1 as we head to the 7th.
Littell gave up the tying home run, but he's retired the other 6 batters that he's faced. Bonifacio will lead off the 7th. Breaking ball down and away. It'll be Bonifacio, Goodwin, and Herrera here in the 7th inning. Fastball on the outside corner. Littell, like DeYoung, isn't going to light up the radar gun. Low 90s, top end. There's a liner softly to Polanco on the way. One down, that'll bring up Goodwin. MLB At Bat is your #1 Twins app. You can customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Twins home screen icons and features such as the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today. Here's Goodwin taking strike one. One thing that should be pointed out, Littell has had some erratic control issues in his games, hit batters, walks, all of it. He's been a strike throwing machine so far here in the ball game. 32 pitches, 25 strikes. So it's not a coincidence that he's had a better outing here because he's been throwing more strikes.
And he did the same thing down in Texas until he ran into just a little bit of trouble, not all of it of his own devising, but and he's had a better fastball. You're right, he's generally right around 92, but we've seen some 94 and 95 today. I think that's a result of him being in for probably 3 innings. He knows he doesn't have to stretch it out to trying to go 6 or 7. It's going to be probably 3 innings max, so a little more velocity today.
Slow breaking ball hit on the ground to Jimenez. He'll take it himself to the bag, 2 down. And other than the home run, just about everything's been kept in the infield. Ground ball outs, even the soft line drive off the bat of Bonifacio, caught by the shortstop. Here's Herrera, walked on as far as third base in the 3rd inning, then hit a comebacker to Littell. He was the first guy Littell faced. 93 at the knees.
And on the corner.
On the corner.
Part of the plate. Good pitch.
A 3-to-1 strike to ball ratio right now. It was 27-9. That's outstanding.
Yes, it is. That gives you a chance, even at the big leagues without Scherzer stuff. That gives you a chance. There's a flare. He got it in on him there on Herrera. But Herrera able to fight it off.
Cam Gallagher, the catcher, will hit.
Trying to go in. Gets it in there. Gets a broken bat. But Herrera gets a hit.
Replay brought to you by Carrier. Missing inside. Herrera 2 steals in 6 tries. Littell needs to keep Herrera honest here with the #9 batter up. Jimenez using that swipe tag, that snap quick tag, and he used it effectively to pick off Gordon in the 1st inning.
That was a very good tag. You're right.
And he almost got Herrera there.
It's not an easy thing to catch the ball backhanded like that for a right-handed thrower at first base and swipe a tag quickly. Jimenez has done it very well.
Down the middle of strike. Look at that, 30-10. One and one to Gallagher. Back safely. Well, Littell had his remarkable year last year when he went 19-1. A little over 150 innings pitched and 41 walks. So we had success in the minor leagues last year without walking people, and he's not the first pitcher to lose his control temporarily up here because he's up here and not down there. And he won't be the last.
Well, he's a different looking guy here these last 2 appearances than what we've seen before.
Which, of course, is the whole point of having him here in September.
Well, of course it is. Yep.
Get the butterflies and whatever else is involved in trying to get a foundation at the big league level. Get that out of the way now in September in the hopes that you won't have to go through it again next year at the start of the season. 2-2. Snap back.
Good pitch there.
And a really good outing for Littell. 3 innings, just 2 hits allowed and the 1 run. We're still tied at 1. A gorgeous Sunday afternoon. And we're happy on this Sunday afternoon at Target Field to bring you God Bless America.
Please rise as we welcome 2018 Twins audition winner Wesley Fry as he leads us in the singing of God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Well done, Wesley. Now, folks, time for the 7th inning stretch. Stay on your feet, stretch those legs, and sing along with our friends from the Twin Cities Mothers of Multiples organization and their families as they lead us in baseball's anthem.
At the ballpark, fans got their squads together and turned out for a big Fort-Day party with Trevor May. They played Fortnite with World Gaming taking over. Marcel is a big-time gamer, a pro at this game. Jordan Fisher from Dancing with the Stars, and our guy, Trevor May, locked in battle in a battle royale. Fans, nearly 400, bought special tickets, got a t-shirt, got to interact with these guys and watch them get after Trevor May's favorite game, Fortnite. This was something to watch. I'm new to this. I've got nephews and nieces that play. Jack Morris tried to explain it to me. Jack's a big fan, and Trevor May, a big gamer today, and had a lot of fun with Fortnite.
Yeah, I can see Jack Morris playing Fortnite, can't you? Kepler. Down and away a ball. All I know about Fortnite is we got 1.5 of them left in the baseball season. Kevin McCarthy pitching to Max Kepler here in the home half of the 7th. Back to the glove, and we've seen the pitchers get a lot of assists here, and McCarthy gets one right away, 1-1.
We're going to see a lot of balls on the ground here with McCarthy pitching, sinker ball, ground ball specialist. I mentioned the other night when McCarthy was in the game, when you're a left-hand hitter, especially, you have to try to hit the ball the other way, back through the middle and the other way, because it keeps you hitting through the ball. It keeps the big end of the bat going on a plane that can get below the ball rather than hitting over the top of it all the time.
Astudillo skies one left side of the infield. Mondesi with a catch and a couple of quick outs here in the 7th. Bring up Jimenez. Mauer will hit for Jimenez and take over at first base. Jimenez had gone 0 for 2. Strikeout for fly ball. Down and in, a ball. Well, we're used to this, being held out of the starting lineup and making a pinch hitting appearance. He's 2 for 8 with a home run off the bench. 4 runs batted in, and it's 2-0. Five home runs on the year, including a pinch hit home run. Sharply hit into left. And the Twins with a 2-out single, their first hit since Polanco's leadoff single in the 3rd.
Exactly what we're talking about there with a left-handed hitter. Of course, he got one of the best left-handed hitters ever. He knows how to hit against a sinker ball pitcher. Take him until you get it more up in the zone, and then get the bat on a plane that you don't hit over the top of it by trying to pull the ball. That's a professional at bat right there. One of about 2,000 or 3,000 that guy's had.
Here's Polanco. Polanco tries to deposit one in the plaza.
That's the opposite swing.
Just 6 home runs allowed by McCarthy. Down and away. And it's 1-1. Foul over by the tarp, out of play, 1-2. Twins with just 5 hits, and they got 3 of those in 1 inning back in the 2nd when Grossman started the inning with a double. Adrianza brought him in with a single. One and 2 to the Twins shortstop. Pulled right to the second baseman Herrera, and the inning ends. On to the 8th, still tied at 1.
Monday night when the Yankees and Twins get their series started at Target Field. Our coverage begins at 6:30 p.m. right here on Fox Sports North.
The Twins hoping to pay the Yankees back after being swept in New York back in April. The Yankees still have designs, of course, on possibly catching Boston. The margin 7.5 games. Time's running out on the Yankees. Littell has pitched well. Mauer staying in the game at first base. Hooked foul by Merrifield. Estudillo staying behind the plate. So Jimenez out of the game, having been pinch hit for. Merrifield's 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, and a check swing comebacker to the mound. Squaring to bunt and taking a ball, 2-1. Top of the Kansas City lineup, Merrifield, Mondesi, and Gordon. Here in the Kansas City 8th. And now 3-1. Fly ball, center field. Hitters from both teams have commented about how the ball isn't carrying very well here, and it's the more arid air, cooler temperatures, all of that. Plenty of time for Cave to retreat a couple steps to make that catch, and that'll be the end of the day for Zach Littell. An encouraging outing. He went 3 1/3 innings, gave up just 2 hits, the game-tying home run and a 2-out single. And he is taken out here with 1 out in the 8th inning. In relief of Chase DeYoung, and now it's Taylor Rogers' turn.
Over the last 16 1/3, you can see just been a shutdown guy. 19 strikeouts and 1 walk. How about that? Only 8 hits and in the 16 innings, but 19-1 strikeout to ball ratio. That is some kind of good, and a lot of it been on the strength of him pitching much better against right-handers.
Overall, his 64th game of the year, a ERA of just over 3. And he'll face Mondesi, who hit a home run from the left side of the plate his last time up to tie the game. Strike 1. One strike to Mondesi. Out in front. 0-2.
We know that Taylor Rogers has been dominant against left-handers. He's getting better against right-handed hitters all the time.
It's been a chase pitch, the one he just threw.
Right. And it all sets up with his being better on the fastball, better locating the fastball, both on the inside corner and outside corner.
One and two. Fastball off the plate, 2-2. Left-handed hitting Alex Gordon's on deck. Blew away with a 95-mile-per-hour fastball.
Right in under his hands. That's been the improvement. Locating that fastball. This is, I mean, 95 right there. When the hitter knows he's got that big breaking ball also, that's perfect.
2 down, and now Gordon. That hit him. Gordon brushed by the pitch. He'll take first base, and now Dozier will hit with a man aboard.
Well, the right idea, start him inside to set up everything else. And boy, if that
hit him,
if that got him,
that did not hit him. And I don't know what home plate umpire John Lipka heard. Now it is a reviewable play, but not after the first pitch of the next at bat. That looked like that missed him by inches. Strike one.
You saw Gordon when he got down to first base, that it just motioned that it just grazed his forearm, but I sure didn't see it.
And Dozier swung at the pitch, and it is 0-2. It hit him with the pitch, but he swung at it. That means the runner has to go back to first base.
So back foot slider. I guess.
Literally.
Yes.
0-2.
Now, you wouldn't think he'd just come right back in there, would you?
Lob to first. Gordon with a belly flop back to the bag. He was picked off in the first inning. Ball away, 1-2. They're back with the slider. Dozier checked it, checked his swing. Astudillo flipped to first, 2-2.
You get a kick out of how Astudillo likes to throw to bases. I've always liked that. I liked when catchers were anxious to throw the ball around. I just think it looks good, keeps everybody on their toes. Rogers comes in, misses inside now to go to 3-2.
Sent Gordon away from first base. Yeah, it's a 90-foot throw to first base, and if it in some way shortens a secondary lead, then that's a good idea.
Yeah, I think it's great to be known as a team that's going to do that.
Tap foul. Now the front leg is barking. A tough at bat for Dozier. He got hit by a pitch he swung at in the back leg, and now the front leg takes a foul ball. Dozier with a pop up to second, a couple of ground balls. Rogers trying to wrap up the 8th inning here and keep it a 1-1 game. Breaking ball got him. And we head to the bottom of the 8th. Still one apiece.
CenturyLink. We'll break down a nice Twins debut for DeYoung on the mound. We'll also take a look at how the Twins batters struggled against Ian Kennedy, who went 6 strong today for the visitors. We'll bring you inside the clubhouse. You get to hear from the manager, Paul Mauter, as we preview that Yankee series coming up. And speaking of that, head to the Fox Sports North Facebook page. Prism Research brings you Twins final pitch. We'll break this one down, exclusive content there, and including the preview of the Yankees and the Twins, which starts tomorrow, guys.
All right, thank you, Kevin. Royals will match up Eddie Rosario with left-hander Hill in relief of McCarthy. And a wild swing and a miss, 1 strike. Hill's 61st game. The numbers are good. The ERA isn't, but just basically a hit per inning pitched. He hasn't walked too many people. Keeps the ball in the ballpark. And Rosario lines out to Herrera, 1 down.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Here's Forsythe. 0 for 2 with a walk. And a strike. Inside, 1-1.
I don't know that I can overstate how different this sidearm semi-submarine slinging motion is from the left side for hitters to get used to. It's a completely different release point you're looking for. It's a different cadence or rhythm with the delivery. The ball, the trajectory of the pitches coming from down there is different. Both fastball and breaking ball. It's something you really have to figure out in a hurry.
Sharply hit. Nice stop it short by Mondesi, and he throws him out. Man, he looks like a wizard with a glove over there. Another great play. We'll have a pitching change with 2 outs. So Hill comes in, gives up a couple of well hit balls, but he got him out. And Grossman will face a right-hander when we come back. September 12th, it's Minnesota Wild Night at Target Field. A limited number of Wild theme night ticket packages are available that include a game ticket and a Twins Wild co-branded stocking cap. Learn more at twinsbaseball.com/wild or call 800-33-TWINS. Brandon Bauer comes into the ball game to turn Robbie Grossman into a left-handed batter. Surprising given how Grossman's been swinging the bat from the left side. He broke up the no-hitter last night in the 9th inning and hit a ringing double in the 2nd as a left-handed batter, later scoring the only run of the game today. But there he is, hitting left-handed and taking strike one.
He's historically been a better right-hand hitter, but he's swinging the bat very well lately, left-handed.
Pop up short center. And Goodwin still running in. And he's there. And we will head to the 9th. Tied at 1. Coors Light refreshing finish. Zach Littell in relief. Chase DeYoung, Taylor Rogers, they've all done a nice job here today.
Continuing a very strong showing by the bullpen the second half of this season for the Twins, although you wouldn't really expect Littell to be part of that bullpen, but has pitched well in relief today, and Rogers has been excellent.
And Rogers left out there to pitch, we presume, to O'Hearn alone. O'Hearn 1 for 2 with a walk. And takes strike one. Drill foul, 2 strikes.
Well, we'll see how many pitches they are willing to let Taylor Rogers go. He's got the left-hander O'Hearn and then right-hander Bonifacio, but then Goodwin's left-handed, Rosell Herrera not as good from the right side as from the left, so we might see him out there for a little bit.
Awkward swing, and O'Hearn's gone quickly, and here comes Paul Mullen.
So it's a pitch count decision, I think, here more than Rogers not being able to do the job against the rest of this KC lineup coming up. That breaking ball will get awkward swings from left-handers, that's for sure.
Good outing for Rogers. Hit a batter. Actually hit 2 of them. On one of them, the guy swung at the pitch. And he struck out the other 3 guys.
And the other, we're not sure he actually did hit the other guy. Well, Trevor Hildenberger has been very, very good this year. Went through one little streak with a couple of hiccups, but for the most part, he has impressed Paul Molitor with his ability to come in and get outs late in the game, and especially as a closer.
Bonifacio will bat 0 for 3. And he hits the first pitch to short center. Cave coming in, puts it away. Out number 2.
Play the new Vikings scratch games from the Minnesota Lottery. With a top prize up to $100,000, it pays to be a fan.
And congratulations to the Vikings for beating the 49ers today. On the other side of downtown Minneapolis, Brian Goodwin, the batter. Goodwin is 0 for 3. A strikeout, a foul out, and a ground out. And Hildenberger shaves the outside corner for strike 1. And a changeup gets a swinging strike 2. Fastball just off the outside corner.
Good try right here. He humped up to 93. Tried to throw it right on the outside corner.
Moved too much. And now 2-2. Change up got him. And on 6 pitches, Hildenberger gets the last 2 outs of the 9th inning. Walk-off win of the year. Jake Cave has enjoyed hitting here, and hopefully he can get things started here, maybe even finish the game himself in the 9th.
He swung the bat very well at home. Hit some bombs out of this ballpark here at Target Field. And you know, when you have the game like he's had against Ian Kennedy, it's like, get somebody else. I don't care who it is, get somebody else in there. I got a better chance. I just didn't see it well against that starter. Bring somebody else in here. Let me take a shot at this guy, Jason Hamill.
Jason Hamill will come in to face Cave, Adrianza, Kepler. Perhaps the game will be over with. Before then, that's what the Twins are hoping for. Hamill's about split his duty between being a starter and a reliever. Opponent batting average of .310. Cave lifts the first pitch foul. I was telling you the story about the reporter who asked the manager about whether he could explain why all the walk-off wins were at home. But technically not all the Twins walk-off wins have been here at Target Field. They had one in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, but they were the home Puerto
They
Rico.
were the home team. 1 strike to Cave. 5 different hitters have had walk-off hits for the Twins. Max Kepler here on April 12th hit a home run against the Astros. Ryan Lamar's 16th inning single in San Juan. Then a Rosario home run against the Indians, a Dozier grand slam against Tampa Bay, and Garver's single against Cleveland back on July 30th. There's a strike. And the Twins went through the entire month of August without a walk-off win. 1-2. Adrianza, Kepler, then Astudillo, and Mauer. And Cave with a swing and a miss. And a strikeout to start the bottom of the 9th. You get Adrianza to the plate.
Shadow's gotten tough here. That ball looks like a fastball out of his hand. It's in the perfect spot to a left-hander. Thinks it's a low fastball, and then it just dives below the bat. That can happen with when the Shadows get the way they are. You see the ball halfway to the plate, and then you have to pick it up as it comes into that shadow.
Adrianza.
That's the one you want.
Adrianza drove in the Twins' run back in the 2nd inning with a sharp single to right. Since then, a strikeout and a fly ball. Complicating things, I would think, for the hitters is the fact we have a 2-tone batter's eye because of the shadow of the catch area out in center field. It's pitch black and gray.
All depends on where the pitcher's arm angle is for that.
That's hit fairly well to left center, but in the ballpark. And Gordon makes the catch 2 away. Well, Kepler did it back on April 12th against Houston. He hit a 2-out bottom of the 9th home run against the Astros, and the Twins won that series 2-1. Hit his first major league home run here on a Sunday afternoon against the Red Sox, a walk-off home run to center field.
Boy, that was a laser too. I remember that one. I was in the ballpark for that one.
At the knees. Strike 1. Scalded into the right field corner. He'll have extra bases. Ball rattling around the corner a little bit. He'll hold up with a double, and that'll bring up Astudillo with a chance to win it with a single. It's the hardest ball that Max has hit in some time.
Max has been pretty good on this pitch right here. A little breaking ball that stays mostly in the middle of the plate. Throws his hands in and the big end of the bat to the ball. Drills it down the right field line.
Left home plate at 103 miles per hour.
Now this would be really fun, not only to win the game, but have Astudillo do it. Astudillo has labored in the minor leagues for a long time. Be fun to see him get a walk-off here.
Down and away, ball 1. And Hamill knows who's on deck. Joe Mauer. Astudillo's pretty much impossible to walk him anyway. So either the inning or the game should end in this at bat. A high blast to left field. Back
Yes, he did.
and
Yes,
gone.
he did.
What a moment for Williams Astudillo.
got a hanging slider and just tattooed it. What a big moment, as Dick said, for Williams Astudillo. We're all happy. We are all happy.
Astudillo with over 2,000 minor league at-bats, getting a chance to play in the big leagues. And right now, the hitting hero is with Kevin Gord.
What a fun moment it was today at Target Field. Willens, you get the chance. 2 outs, runner in scoring position. What's the game plan? How'd you knock that ball over the wall?
Un momento emocionante aquí en este estadio ahorita. Y te tocó la oportunidad con 2 outs y qué era lo que estabas pensando en ese momento.
Mira, salí simplemente a tratar de un buen contacto y tratar de traer la carrera para ganar.
I just went out there and tried to make a good contact and get that RBI in.
How much fun did you have today catching multiple pitchers and helping this team shut down Kansas City? It's not easy to be a catcher on a day like this, but you certainly had a lot of success.
¿Cómo te sientes que echaste a varios pitchers y pudiste tener un buen juego, especialmente contra Kansas City?
Mira, simplemente salí concentrado, enfocado en el juego y tratar de ganar y darle la victoria a mi equipo.
I was just really focused on the game, and I just tried my best, and the pitchers did really good, and we just focused on winning games.
Well, you win games when you make a play like you did at the end. When that ball came off the bat, did you know it was gone, and how good did it feel?
Cuando tienes un contacto así como el de el walk-off, el de dejarlo en el terreno, ¿desde que le diste tú sabías que se había ido o qué?
Sí, mira, simplemente traté de darle la bola bien y, como te dije, para tratar de darle la victoria a mi equipo.
Congratulations, well done. Number 1 star today, without a doubt.
Thank you.
Believe it. Believe it.
He's got the best hair, caught a great game, and had a walk-off home run. It doesn't get much better than that. We'll break it all down for you on Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink. Take a look at a great performance on the mound, Dave Benz, by the Twins as they get multiple heroes, but it comes down to Astudillo getting it done at the end.
What a great way to spend a Sunday afternoon at the ballpark, and an even better way to finish it. We will have full post-game reaction from the Happy Clubhouse coming up after this timeout.